Hi there, welcome to the Barbara Young channel and welcome to my Friday sews. So what have I been doing lately? Well, I've been actually doing bits and pieces, little things, little projects I suppose, just to get them finished, them out of the way and get them done. And also it's nice to take a little bit of a break from main projects to do those little things and get them finished. So what have I done? Well, I suppose first of all is a skirt that I've adjusted. Now I did mention this skirt before, this little blue one, this blue corduroy skirt, and it just needed taking in. Basically it wasn't a bit too wide, it got a bit loose on me, so I needed to take it in, but having done that, it now fits really nicely. Now to do this, what I basically did is I had a quick look at it and saw that, well, I've got several seams on this because it's several panels on this. And I realised, well, I was going to put a dart in the back first of all, and I thought, no, it won't work. And I realised actually the two back seams, probably the best ones to work with. And I thought, well, how am I going to do this? So I took the waistband off, removed that completely, and then I put the skirt around me, sort of worked out how much I needed to take out, and then just adjusted the seams on the back here to take out what I needed, and then just, well, put them flat. To hold them in, what I basically did is put the waistband back on once I'd stitched down that seam, and yeah, it just held it in. So I didn't even have to actually remove any mirror material. Such an easy word. And then I put the waistband back on, and again I decided not to cut the waistband down. So now what I have is this top button now sits at a bit of an odd angle to the rest of them. I'll just try and do this up quickly. The reason for doing that, I thought, well, if I have to take this apart, or sorry, let it out again at any point in the future, I can do, because I've not cut any material out of it. I've just adjusted it so it's a little more fitting on the waistband. I didn't take anything out the hem. The hem is still the same width across. I've just lost a bit in the waist, and you can see how much I've lost because of the way this hem now sits off on that sort of, call it a feature now. And that's about 5 centimetres I've lost there, so that's quite a bit to take out. But yeah, that's a nice blue corduroy skirt that I've now amended. Next up is another skirt. Now, went to the charity shop, thrift shops again, and found another skirt I quite liked. So I got it. Now this is, again, it's one of those very stretchy skirts, and it was many sizes too big for me. Thought, okay, fine. Someone decided they didn't like it, didn't fit them very well, or whatever reason, and they've given it to the charity shop, and I thought, yeah, I'll have that. So what I did with this one was really simple. This one was, take this elastic waistband that you get in them, take that out, and then literally just mark out how much I want to take in from the waist, and then sewed it back up to fit, trimmed off the excess, and then stitched in the a big elastic waistband they have, which is basically just sewn in and then turned over, and then it's just do a bit of a ditch stitch on the seams there to hold it back down, and that's all you get. That's as simple as it is. Again, I've left the hem the same width as it was before, so I'm not had to touch the hem, so that makes it much easier to deal with taking the waist in. So there you go, another skirt that I've adjusted that fits really nicely now. So what else have I got? Oh yeah, I had a top given to me by a friend, and she said, do what you want with it. You know, she, for whatever reason, decided she didn't want it anymore. And I had a look at it, and I couldn't really decide what I was going to do with it. It was a bit odd. Basically, the type of top it was, I should have taken a picture beforehand, but I didn't, so never mind. But basically, it's this big, long, white top that had these big, poofy sleeves, but it had that elastic piece in it, so that the sleeves were joined at that point, but had this elastic running across, so it sat off the shoulder and across the top there like that, and that's how it sat. It was quite long and had this thick hemband on the bottom, Well, I took it apart quite some time ago and I hadn't really thought about what I was going to do with it. And then in the end, I had a look at it the last week and I thought, I'm going to turn it into a top. And the top being this one. You can see that. So this top now is effectively the sleeves. So what I did is I basically took both the sleeves off, had a look at the size and thought, that's enough for a front and back, because I've got this embroidery piece on it. So the front and back is effectively the same. You could wear it either way because it's the same. Now the shoulder straps, now this was the bottom hemming. This is like a big piece that sat round the bottom and has a hem piece. I thought, well, that's nice and wide, that'll work as straps. So basically I turned that into straps, used some of the material to make a backing to it, and then what was the sleeve cuff I put on to the well, the armhole cuff now, I suppose, and it's very simple to put together, and that made a nice little top. Now I still have the main body of that, which is this. So still having the main body, I'm thinking, well, what can I do with this? So this is the bit that's left. The sleeves were stitched on, attached on. You can see where the elastic went across. This, I'm actually going to turn into a skirt. Because there's plenty enough material there, I'm just not quite sure how I'm going to do that yet. So I've yet to work out how I'm going to turn that into a skirt. And then I'll have a top and skirt, all from one item, which is brilliant. So that turned out really nicely, and yet still more work to do on it. So next, well, I've got some fabric. I went and bought this fabric because I'd got a pattern that I'd bought quite some time ago, and I was thinking, what can I use to make this pattern with? The pattern being Simplicity 9224 is this one. It's a Mimi G style one from Simplicity, and it's quite a nice looking dress. I quite like that. It's a wrap dress. So it says on the back you can use a chambray style material, which is exactly what I've got in this, find an edge, in this blue. As you see, that's got quite a bit of drape to it really, considering it's a cotton chambray, and I quite like that. A little bit see-through, but only a tiny bit. But yeah, quite nice and drapey, so I think that will go really well with making this pattern. I did notice on here it actually says on the bottom, actually on the pattern, so long with Mimi G, as it says here, youtube.com simplicity video. So she's actually got a basic walkthrough video of actually making that top, so perhaps I should have a look at that and see what it's like. So that's the Simplicity top. What else have I got? Oh yeah, now I've got this. It's a New Look 6708. I got it because somebody watching one of my videos commented that they were doing this top, and I decided, well, I wonder what it looks like. So I had a look, and I found that actually one of my places where I get my patterns from had it available. So I thought, I'll get it and have a look and see if I can make it. I've no idea when I'm going to get a chance to make it. It'll probably be sometime way in the future, but yeah, I'll give that a go at some point. It looks like quite a nice little top. There you go, New Look 6708. And next up is, oh yeah, is what I'm doing now, this lot. So I'm just referring to my notes, because otherwise I never remember what on earth I was talking about. I've got here 2 bed sheets. This one I've shown before, I just haven't managed to get round to taking it apart. But this one I got again from the charity shop. The reason for getting 2 different, the ones from the charity shop, and having 2 different ones, is that this one is new but was in a sale. So I'm going to use this for a finished garment, whereas this one, being from the charity shop, I've got really specifically for doing mock-ups. And I'm going to take this apart. Again, it's just big dotty and small dotty and stuff like that. It's just a big bed sheet. I'm going to be using it to do the mock-up for this one, which is pattern I'm hoping to get started on quite soon. The Quick Sew 4102. I have mentioned this one before, and I've shown the material that I'm eventually going to use to make this. It's got some lemurs on it, and sort of like a, I don't know, call it a coral colour, more like this colour to some extent. And hopefully I'm going to make pattern A for this. But obviously I do want to make a mock-up of it. I don't want to make a mock-up, I want to make a mock-up for it, if you know what I mean. And this is what I'm going to use, this one. So I'm just going to be taking that apart. Just started doing it, so I need to get on with doing that. And of course this one, I've already mentioned before, is going to be used to actually make another shirt, Quick Sew 3555. I did have some, I've got it somewhere, I can't remember where I put it now, in one of my drawers, the little cat's fabric, along with this. So again, I just need to get this pulled apart so I can actually get on with making that. So actually I've got quite a lot to get on with. I've done quite a bit, and quite a bit to do as well, by the looks of it. So yeah, get on with my seam ripper and get these apart, and hopefully get something else made. Well, thank you for watching my video. I look forward to seeing my next video. Bye.